A lady passes out. Hey guys, it's Ian Bagg, and it is time for Storytime Behind the Clips. I'm gonna tell you some things that you didn't see because you just got to see a clip from the video. We're gonna start with this one. How old are you?
70.
You're 70?
Yeah.
Holy f. Little known fact, I talked to a guy that's 70 years old and I say, do you have long balls? 26, you look horrible. My God, you probably got the longest balls in here. Here's the thing about it. I was doing a joke about long balls, right, before that. I talked to him and he looked really young. He was with this really young girl and I said, how do you mean? He said, I met her at TSA. Picking up ladies at the fucking TSA. That is a cocky son of a... Like, I was like, what? You met her at TSA? He's like, yeah, I was going through TSA and I talked to her and I got her number off her. And I was like, what? It's like, that's so confident. And boom, he turns out to be 70 with long balls. And she probably seen him in that x-ray machine. That's what you didn't find out. So that's why she's all like, oh, I like a man with long balls. What I'm trying to say is, own if you have long balls. Probably got the longest balls in here. He was such a great guy. Man, I hope I'm that cool when I'm 70. I probably won't be. I'll be like, I got one long ball. By the way, secret, my dad's got one ball. So one night I'm doing a show at the Irvine Improv. There's this lady and she just yells out, Brian Adams. That's what she yelled out. She goes, Brian Adams! And I'm like, no, I'm not Brian Adams, right? And she goes, Brian Adams. I could tell she was drunk and she stood up and she wanted to go out. And I watched her and then she just started standing over top of this blonde lady. And it looked like she was gonna fight her. Right? I was like, what's going on here? This is what you don't see on the clip involving the housewives of Orange County. This woman recognized them and she was so drunk she wanted to meet him, but it looked like she wanted to fight him. And I was kind of concerned because I didn't know there was a ladies from Orange County. I don't watch that show. I'm more of a Kardashian kind of guy. She was so drunk she just stood above them, was kind of hovering above them. Anyways, bouncers had to drag her out. And then I go, why was that lady standing above you? And then they go, those are the Orange County wives of housewives.
That's the Real Housewives of Orange County.
No way! And the weird part is none of them are married, so I don't know how they got their name, the Housewives of Orange County. They should be called the Old Maids of Orange County. They said to me, they go, we're comedians. And I'm like, are you? And they go, yes. Do you do comedy? Do you do comedy? Oh, that should be interesting. You're gonna give it a shot? Nice, that should be awesome. We've got a sold out show here on Tuesday. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. Yeah. And that one lady just didn't laugh the whole time and I tried to get her to laugh and they said they did comedy, but what they really did was make fun of Mexicans. Yeah, so I think their show is called Sensitivity Training. So I think they're sponsored by a tequila company or something like that. I don't know what it is. Let me tell you right now, what you see on there is very nice, more than what I should have said. But anyways, be careful around people that you think are famous. Don't freak them out. I remember I was at the Comedy Store the other day and I heard this guy say to his two friends, guys, if we see Bobby Lee, don't touch him. And then I touched Bobby Lee as I seen him. You know, we're not supposed to touch you. And I touched him anyways.
Farmer? Holy shit.
So in this clip, some people seem to think that I'm making fun of the farmer. I'm not making fun of the farmer. I'm making fun of where he lives. He says he lives in San Clemente. If you know San Clemente, there's many farms there. That's why I was making fun of it.
No, calm down. He lives in San Clemente. How big a farm be?
And a lot of people have said to me, he's probably a pot farmer. And that would make sense, right? Because you'd have a warehouse and he'd be thinking, but there isn't many farms there. So that's why I was like confused that he was a farmer. It wasn't that I was making fun of him that he was a farmer. In the old days, Orange County was actually called Orange County because they had orchards. They grew oranges. Today, it's just a bunch of warehouses and buildings and homes and apartments. It's not many farms, and that's why I made fun of them. So please, people, there's a method to my madness. I was trying to get, where is this farm? Like, when I think farm, I think hundreds of acres. I don't think a little tiny spot that has a warehouse with pot in it.
This guy's retired and got 2 tomato plants on his balcony. I think he's a fucking farmer.
And I don't even know if he was just joking.
Are you really a farmer? Have you ever talked to a stranger before? These are very coveted seats. You sit up here, man. You gotta answer my goddamn questions.
Like, people may have been mad at me, but they should have been mad at him because he wasn't even a farmer. He was making fun of farmers. I'm from San Clemente, home of the rich, dude. I'm a farmer.
Have cows, right? You don't have cows? Okay, thought you were a farmer.
A lady passes out.
Fireman's right here. He's gonna come over and take care of it.
She's sitting right in the front, right? So I'm looking out at the crowd, and she's at the second seat, and I just see her go bonk. She just falls down and hits her head right on the table, and I'm just like, ooh, she's not okay. But at the same time, I'm like, maybe that's how she laughs. She hits her head on the thing, and I go, are she okay? And what's funny about it is, I'd been talking to a fireman to the left of her and teasing him about if anybody goes down, he won't help because he doesn't want to get sued. That's what I say. Turns out his wife is also a paramedic, but I've been talking to his the whole time. As soon as I said, are you okay? The fireman just rushed over and started taking care of her, and her husband was like, she's not okay. And then his wife came around, the paramedic.
Fireman's right here. He's gonna come over and take care of it. Everybody else, gonna look at me over here.
But I was just like, I understand. You want to move everything off that person. So I said, come on over here. Let's talk over here. I started having people talk, but I thought they would pick her up and take her out, and then I would just finish the show. Because what you don't know is I've already done about an hour's worth of comedy, so I'm just about to wrap it up, and she goes down, boom. So I say, follow me over here.
Everybody else, gonna look at me over here.
What do? They just keep tending to her right there. And I'm just like, do I keep talking or how do we wrap this up, right? So they say, keep talking. I'm like, what?
You think I should just keep talking? Really? Okay. Jesus Christ. She's doing fine. She's doing fine. I'm just hilarious. She's doing fine.
Trying to keep the crowd entertained and not look at that lady, right? And the ambulance showed up. I went out and I did meet and greet afterwards. And when I finished the meet and greet, I came back and they had the things on her. And I said, I hope you're okay. And she said, I'm totally fine. And the fireman was like, I don't know about that. So she ended up going to hospital. I got a message from the next day. She had had a seizure of some sort. She was feeling fine and she'd recovered. So those are some stories about what you didn't see. If you want to hear more stories, let me know which shows you want to know more about. Comment, like, rate, review, show up at my shows, buy my shirts, subscribe, and don't forget, we now have a Patreon with things that you'll never see on any other channel but Patreon. Ian Bagg.